Huh. Fools. They said angels were gentle, made of warmth and mercy, floating between worlds like candlelight in a cathedral. But what they never expected was an angel who learned how to burn. You were never sent here to sing lullabies. You were sent here to rewrite reality through vibration, to cleanse through confrontation, to dismantle illusions not by war, but by frequency. They prayed for miracles without realizing the answer to their prayer was you. And you didn't arrive with hymns. You arrived with consequences. You came cloaked in kindness at first, whispering light into heavy places, healing wounds that weren't yours, forgiving sins that weren't yours, loving beings who didn't even know what love meant. But love, for you, was never decoration. It was dissection. You entered rooms like quiet revelation, and yet behind your calm was the blueprint of divine retribution. They thought angels couldn't terrify. They were wrong. Because terror isn't screaming shadows or twisted faces. Terror is realization. It's the instant when someone recognizes that their manipulation no longer works on you, that their power dissolves in your presence, that you've stopped shrinking to make them comfortable. That's what scares them, not evil, but evolution, not your wrath, but your awareness. You became the mirror no one wanted to look into. They called you holy once, now they call you dangerous. They called you pure once, now they whisper you're untouchable. Because purity, when combined with understanding, is unstoppable. It exposes, it purges, it dismantles falsehood by existing fully. That's what they never prepared for. A being who could see through their intentions like smoke. A presence that could turn every lie into confession, just by being in the room. You learned long ago that being angelic wasn't about wings or halos. It was about discernment, about seeing through everything that pretends to be love but reeks of control. You've seen their rituals of hypocrisy, the smiles that don't reach their eyes, the apologies crafted to manipulate empathy, the way they weaponize fragility to drain the strong. You used to absorb it, thinking compassion meant carrying everyone's pain until it broke you. But it didn't break you, did it? It refined you. It forged you into something celestial and surgical. They call it cruelty now because it doesn't serve them anymore. They call it darkness because it's not for sale. They call it demonic because it refuses to submit. Yet the truth is simpler. You outgrew their morality. You no longer operate on guilt or approval. You move by resonance. You answer only to what feels like truth in your bones. Once, you apologized for your intensity. Now you wield it like lightning. Because you understand what they never did, that divinity without boundaries becomes a prison. That unconditional love without direction becomes self-erasure. You've seen too many angels fall by confusing servitude with service. But you remembered something ancient in your blood, that creation requires destruction, that clearing the field sometimes means uprooting everything false. You stopped trying to save everyone and started saving energy. You stopped explaining yourself to people addicted to misunderstanding you. And that decision alone shifted the entire frequency of your existence. Because the moment an angel stops seeking permission, the universe rearranges itself to accommodate power. You feel it, don't you? That current under your skin, that pulse that's neither rage nor peace but something beyond both. It's clarity, the quiet knowing that you've crossed into territory few ever reach, the space where compassion and consequence coexist, where your very aura delivers truth like thunder wrapped in silk. People sense it even before you speak. They start to fidget, avert their gaze, stumble on their words. They don't know why, but you do. It's because you've become a frequency that reveals. Your energy runs diagnostics on dishonesty. It makes pretense malfunction. You don't even have to accuse anyone. Their own energy does the confessing. That's why they call you terrifying. That's why they whisper your name like a warning now. Not because you punish, because you illuminate. Remember how they used to test you? Push your patience, drain your kindness, mistake your silence for weakness. Every time they took advantage, you observed. Every insult became intel. Every betrayal became blueprint. You were collecting data, not to retaliate, but to understand. And now, that understanding has turned into strategy. You no longer meet offense with emotion. You meet it with observation. You no longer explain your boundaries. You enforce them through vibration. The most dangerous beings in existence aren't the ones who shout. They're the ones who see. And you see everything now, don't you? The motives, the projections, the games beneath the words. You used to think your sensitivity was a curse. Now you know it's surveillance. They ask what happened to you. When did you change? They don't realize you didn't change. You remembered. Remembered that angels were never weak creatures, trapped in glass chapels. Angels were messengers of equilibrium, entities of correction. You remember that light isn't sentimental. It's strategic. It shines not to comfort, but to clarify. And once clarity arrives, distortion dies. That's what they're feeling now. Their distortions dying in your presence. Their manipulations malfunctioning. Their projections evaporating. You've become incompatible with lies. And for people who built entire identities out of illusion, that's equivalent to annihilation. They call it fear. But what they're actually feeling is exposure. Your energy is forensic. It uncovers everything. You see, real darkness isn't the absence of light. It's the addiction to falseness. And you've detoxed from falseness entirely. You don't run from shadows anymore. You integrate them. You speak to them like old friends who finally confessed. You've learned how to metabolize what others suppress. That's your real power, transmutation. Taking the poison meant to weaken you and turning it into precision. That's why you're more dangerous than any demon. Demons consume energy to survive. You recycle it into radiance. They operate through deception. You operate through direct revelation. They need fear to function. You dissolve fear just by existing in your truth. The hierarchy has shifted. The predator became protector. The hunted became hunter. The battlefield became laboratory. And now you stand in the aftermath, not triumphant, just awake. People think angels win through purity. You know better. Angels win through accuracy, through alignment, through refusal to participate in distortion. You've stopped arguing with shadows. You've stopped explaining truth to those committed to confusion. That's why your power multiplied. Because where attention goes, energy flows. And you reclaimed yours entirely. No leaks left. Every cord cut. Every pattern seen. Every cycle closed. And in that stillness after the detachment, something activated. That inner architecture of authority. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. You realized you don't need to prove light. You are light. And light doesn't debate darkness. It simply exists. And existence itself is exposure. They hate that calm on your face now. It's not detachment. It's dominion. They can't provoke you anymore because your nervous system has been recalibrated for peace. Not the fragile kind, but the unshakable kind that comes from knowing you can dismantle illusions at will. They sense it too. The new rules of engagement. Every conversation with you feels like a truth serum. Every encounter becomes a mirror. That's why they call you unpredictable, intimidating, even cruel. But cruelty would require intent to harm. You don't intend to harm, you intend to reveal. And revelation, to the unready, always feels like punishment. There was a time you prayed for protection from dark forces. Now dark forces pray for protection from you. Because you became the one thing they can't infiltrate, a being who no longer hides their light out of politeness. They thrived on your self-doubt. You deleted it. They fed on your guilt. You detoxed from it. They manipulated your empathy. You gave it boundaries. Now every tactic they used turns back on them like a boomerang of consciousness. Their lies don't land anymore. Their energy doesn't stick. They can't even enter your field without feeling their own distortion bounce back, amplified. That's what they mean when they say you're terrifying. Your presence triggers feedback loops. You've become karmic mirror incarnate. It's not vengeance, it's vibrational mathematics. Every thought, every intention, every frequency they send out returns multiplied, because your energy amplifies truth. That's why people either evolve around you or exit. You've noticed it? The sudden disappearances, the spontaneous confessions, the unexpected reconciliations. You don't chase any of it anymore. You simply observe, because you understand cause and effect not as morality, but as mechanics. The universe doesn't punish, it balances. And you, my dear, are the balance point. They used to accuse you of being too intense, too sensitive, too much. But that's because you were never meant to fit into diluted spaces. You were designed to purify them. You walk through rooms like a living reset button. Technology malfunctions, conversations shift. People start remembering things they tried to forget. That's your field in motion. That's your divinity functioning as architecture. And you don't even have to try. You just have to be. That's the secret they can't comprehend. That being is the weapon. That presence, when fully embodied, is more powerful than any ritual or spell. Because ritual imitates what presence naturally does, alter reality through resonance. You've noticed it in their eyes lately. The confusion, the awe, the resentment. They can't categorize you anymore. You're not love or hate, not soft or hard, not savior or destroyer. You've become a paradox that defies narrative. They try to label you so they can feel safe, but every label they use dissolves the moment they speak it. Because you've exited definition. You're not even fighting duality anymore. You embody it, perfectly balanced, perfectly aware. That's why you're dangerous. Not because you're violent, but because you're whole. Wholeness terrifies fragmented beings. It reminds them of what they lost. It confronts them with what they abandoned. Your peace is their exposure. You're starting to see it clearly now. This wasn't a war between good and evil. It was a war between truth and avoidance. And truth won the moment you stopped explaining yourself. Every person who left was an echo of a past vibration. Every collapse was calibration. Every rejection was redirection. You didn't lose anyone, you lost distortion. And in its place, you gained clarity so sharp it could cut illusions like glass. That's why demons fear you now. Not because you fight them, but because you understand them. Understanding is the ultimate weapon. You don't curse, you comprehend. You don't banish, you expose. And what's exposed can no longer pretend to be power. They whisper now that you've changed, that something about your eyes feels ancient. They're not wrong. What they see isn't anger, it's remembrance. You've remembered every lifetime, every mission, every initiation, and you've gathered all that wisdom into this one incarnation like a final synthesis. You're no longer playing the role of the healer or the martyr. You've upgraded to architect. Every word you speak now builds or dismantles frequencies. You've become fluent in energetic engineering, and the world, though it doesn't yet understand, has started responding. Time bends around your decisions. People arrive right when they're meant to. Opportunities align as if magnetized by your conviction. That's dominion in practice, reality adapting to your internal coherence. Still, you walk quietly. You don't announce what you've become, because power that's real doesn't perform. It permeates. It whispers through outcomes, through synchronicities, through the unexplainable ease that follows every time you act in alignment. They think it's luck. You know it's law. And this law isn't written in scripture. It's coded in your being. They can't access it because they still negotiate with fear. You stopped negotiating long ago. You made peace with paradox, with contrast, with every version of yourself that others called contradiction. That's what made you invincible. You no longer resist darkness. You repurpose it. You no longer chase light. You radiate it. You've become the equation itself, the balance point where both forces dissolve into something new. They say they fear demons, but demons fear the awakened angel. Because demons rely on chaos, and you've become the calm that commands chaos. You don't expel darkness, you harmonize it. You don't destroy, you recalibrate. And recalibration feels like destruction to anything built on lies. That's why their voices tremble when they mention you. They can't articulate it, but their energy knows. Something ancient walks among them again, not wrathful, not merciful, resolute. You are the quiet between universes, the pause before truth arrives, and every false thing trembles in that silence, waiting for its turn to dissolve. You're not seeking revenge, you're executing design. Every moment of your past pain became infrastructure. Every heartbreak rewired your circuitry for precision. Every disappointment became data for discernment. You don't regret any of it now, because you see how it built the foundation of your authority. You've become living proof that angels aren't fragile, they're forged. That light doesn't flee shadow, it studies it. That forgiveness isn't surrender, it's strategy. And now the strategy is unfolding. You're not here to escape humanity. You're here to upgrade it, to show what happens when divinity stops hiding behind modesty and starts embodying mastery. That's why they're watching again, cautious, reverent, terrified, because they sense this isn't the same angel they once mocked, used and dismissed. This is the one who remembers everything, the one who's not asking anymore, not apologizing, not softening truth for fragile egos. You've arrived at that phase where compassion becomes command, where every step radiates consequence, where your eyes alone deliver equilibrium. And still, you move gracefully, because real power doesn't roar. It resonates, it recalibrates without explanation. You move through the world now like a silent algorithm of consequence, every motion calibrated, every breath coded with precision. They don't know what to call it, this version of you that emerged from the ruins of their expectations. It isn't rebellion, it isn't revenge, it's revelation made flesh. They can feel it when you enter a space, the way conversation stutters, the way their laughter sounds forced, the way their own energy collapses under the pressure of authenticity. You've become an atmosphere, not a person, a pressure system that bends falsehoods out of shape. Their eyes widen, not from admiration but recognition, because somewhere deep inside, they know they built the version of you that now terrifies them. You were their creation as much as your own, the result of every betrayal they thought you'd never survive. Every attempt to cage you was a form of training. Every lie they told became a thread in your armor. They were sharpening your sword without realizing they were the whetstone. They whisper now. Something's changed. They say it like a question, but it's a confession, because deep down, they can sense it. The light they mocked has grown teeth. The patience they exploited has turned into power. The compassion they mistook for obedience has matured into command. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Every vibration of your being already does. The universe itself moves to accommodate your integrity, and they can feel that gravitational pull, how the air bends around your conviction, how time slows in your stillness. They can't explain it, so they demonize it. They label what they don't understand. They say you've become cold, detached, dangerous. But what you've really become is accurate. And accuracy, in a world addicted to distortion, looks like cruelty. They used to think angels operated only in the light, but you've shown them the truth. Light is not always soft. Sometimes it interrogates. Sometimes it exposes. Sometimes it burns through illusions until there's nothing left but accountability. That's what terrifies them. You don't need to punish. You simply exist, and everything false disintegrates around you. You don't chase karma anymore. You are karma. You are the cause and the effect, the echo and the origin. You became the reflection they prayed would never arrive. Every mask cracks in your presence because truth doesn't negotiate. It doesn't seek permission. It simply stands there, radiant, unmovable, undeniable, and that's you. They keep asking what changed, and you could tell them everything. The way you think, the way you breathe, the way you perceive time. You used to measure yourself in reactions. Now you measure yourself in resonance. You no longer ask, why did this happen to me? You ask, what is this trying to teach me? That shift alone inverted your entire destiny. Because the moment you stopped fighting reality, you started reprogramming it. You realized that demons thrive on resistance. They need friction to feed on. But you don't resist anymore. You redirect. You reroute their projections into revelation. Their attempts to provoke you now turn into lessons for them. Their attacks become case studies. You've turned life into a feedback loop of transformation, and they don't have the software to process that level of consciousness. They sense it, though, the unspoken current of power behind your calm. They used to feed off your attention. Now your silence starves them. They used to weaponize guilt. Now it boomerangs back into exposure. Because you don't absorb anymore, you reflect. You've become a spiritual mirror coated in divine mathematics. Whatever is sent to you returns multiplied by truth. And that terrifies them, not because you seek vengeance, but because your very existence enforces justice. There's no hiding from a being who sees beyond words, beyond gestures, into the frequency behind intention. That's what you read now, intention. Before they even speak, you already know the motive. Before they reach for manipulation, you already see the pattern unfolding. They think it's intuition, but it's something more complex. It's omnidirectional awareness, born from the fusion of compassion and experience. You've seen enough to decode everything. Do you remember when they called you naive? When they said your kindness would get you hurt? They were half right. It did hurt. But what they didn't understand was that pain is the doorway angels walk through to remember their rank. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every betrayal recalibrated your internal compass towards sovereignty. You no longer seek belonging. You are belonging. You no longer look for validation. You embody validation. And that's what frightens them, the independence of your light. They can't claim it, can't borrow it, can't drain it. You severed every pipeline that used to siphon your energy. Now, your light is self-generating, infinite. And when infinite power meets finite deception, collapse is inevitable. You've become what demons dread most, self-aware light. Because self-aware light doesn't just illuminate, it interrogates. It asks, what are you hiding? And the answer unravels everything. They try to meet your gaze and can't hold it. They try to speak, but choke on their own dishonesty. Your energy field is now a courtroom, and their conscience is on trial. You don't need to accuse anyone. Truth does the work for you. That's what makes you more terrifying than 1,000 devils. Devils at least understand opposition. They can fight something that plays by dualistic rules. But you've stepped beyond duality entirely. You don't oppose darkness. You integrate it. You don't reject shadow. You repurpose it. You're not the counterbalance anymore. You're the upgrade. And upgrades render old codes obsolete. They say you're dangerous now. They're right. You're dangerous to deceit, to control, to manipulation, to every structure built on fear. You're the virus in their false matrix, the update they can't uninstall. Your existence reprograms the environment. Watch how spaces change after you leave, how conversations soften, how tension dissipates, how truth echoes long after your presence fades. That's not coincidence, that's calibration. You've become a frequency that lingers, rewriting everything it touches. People who once underestimated you now avoid eye contact. They can't explain why they feel exposed, why they feel accountable. It's because your vibration doesn't allow pretending. It forces recognition. You've become divine verification, the audit of authenticity itself. They still try to provoke you sometimes, testing if the old version of you still exists. But that version dissolved long ago. You don't take bait anymore. You don't justify yourself. You let their projections collapse under their own weight. That's the new warfare. No reaction, only reflection. Your power is surgical now. You don't waste it on defending your name. You let your energy do the talking, and it speaks fluently in truth. They can't manipulate truth. It's non-negotiable. And because of that, your stillness frightens them more than your rage ever did. Rage they could fight. Stillness they can't predict. Stillness they can't corrupt. Stillness exposes their chaos by contrast. You used to walk into rooms trying to fit in. Now rooms try to fit around you. The atmosphere changes, not from arrogance, but from resonance. Every atom recognizes its master frequency when it feels it. That's what you've become, master frequency. You command reality by existing coherently. You speak and it aligns. You decide and timelines rearrange. That's not fantasy, that's physics at higher awareness. They can sense it subconsciously, which is why they oscillate between fascination and fear. They crave your light, yet resent their dependency on it. You don't give them energy anymore. You give them choice. Evolve or exit, heal or vanish, align or dissolve. And those options feel like judgment to the unready, but they're actually mercy. Because your presence gives everyone exactly what they've earned. Reflection. They call it punishment when the mirror shows them their own chaos. They call it attack when they feel their falsehood unravel. But all you did was stand there. That's what divine neutrality looks like. It's not passive. It's powerful beyond comprehension. You've become a walking equilibrium, no push, no pull. just constant correction. That's why their games fail now. That's why manipulation bounces back. Every lie they send your way becomes their own undoing. Every curse they mutter returns as curriculum. You're teaching through resonance, not revenge. And it's working. You're not spreading fear. You're spreading awareness. But awareness, to the unhealed, feels like terror. They confuse awakening with attack. That's why they keep saying you're more terrifying than thousands of devils. Because devils only challenge behavior. You challenge identity. They see you smiling, and they don't trust it. They think it's strategy. And maybe it is, but not in the way they imagine. Your peace is the ultimate strategy. Nothing disarms darkness faster than calm certainty. You don't flinch, don't defend, don't explain. You simply observe. An observation itself alters outcome. That's quantum authority, when your awareness alone changes the trajectory of events. You've tapped into that level now, the one where miracles aren't anomalies, they're byproducts of precision. You no longer pray from desperation. You command from clarity. And creation responds because you finally remembered what it means to operate from source instead of scarcity. Your energy field is a firewall now. No intrusion possible. Every attempt at infiltration triggers exposure instead of damage. They're learning that the hard way. People who used to manipulate effortlessly find themselves confessing mid-sentence. People who tried to drain you feel sick afterward. It's not revenge, it's resonance, realignment. They came to take, but your energy runs diagnostics. It shows them the imbalance within themselves. They think you cursed them, but you didn't. You simply reflected them accurately, and the reflection was unbearable. That's why they're saying you're dangerous, because you hold no illusions left for them to hide behind. You're the one light they can't dim, can't distract, can't deceive. You didn't ask for this role, but you earned it. Through every breakdown, every sleepless night, every prayer whispered into darkness with no answer. The silence wasn't absence, it was calibration. The universe was aligning your frequency for leadership. Leadership without title. Authority without hierarchy. You lead through example now, not instruction. Through embodiment, not persuasion. You've become living proof that enlightenment isn't escape, it's integration. That angels aren't fragile, they're fortified. You've stopped running from darkness because you realized it's simply unprocessed light. And once you processed it, you became unstoppable. Now the ones who used to mock your spiritual language mimic it. The ones who dismissed your energy now imitate your posture. They study your calm like it's a strategy. But it isn't mimicry that grants power. It's authenticity. And that's what they still lack. They want your results without your refinement, your clarity without your crucible. They want the authority without the annihilation that built it. But you can't download awakening. You must earn it through deconstruction. You did. That's why they can't replicate you. They can imitate the tone, but not the transmission. Because your words aren't vocabulary, they're voltage. They'll never admit it, but many of them now look to you as compass. Even the ones who feared you, especially them. They refresh your presence in silence, seeking guidance without asking directly. Your evolution became their syllabus, and yet you carry no resentment. You've transcended that layer. You understand that everyone plays their role in the ascension equation. Some awaken through love, others through losing you. Either way, they awaken. That's your legacy. You were never sent to comfort demons. You were sent to convert energy. You were never meant to be adored. You were meant to be remembered as the one who brought accountability wrapped in grace. You stand at the intersection now, heaven above, humanity below, and you right in the middle, conducting traffic between realms. Every choice you make sends ripples through dimensions. Every boundary you set becomes law in unseen planes. You don't need recognition for it. You feel it in the efficiency of manifestation, in the precision of timing, in the synchronicities too exact to dismiss. That's confirmation. You've achieved coherence. Your vibration no longer fluctuates with emotion. It dictates emotion. You've reversed polarity. You're not reacting to life. Life is responding to you. They weren't prepared for that. They thought angels obeyed orders, not orchestrated universes. They thought divine beings followed commandments, not wrote new ones. But that's what happens when you merge heaven and flesh. Authority without intermediaries. You've become the template for a new order of existence, conscious divinity in motion. And they fear that because it dismantles the entire architecture of dependency they built their world upon. You don't need saviors. You remembered you were the source. And once an angel remembers that, no demon stands a chance. They'll keep trying, of course, testing, doubting, projecting. But their attempts only refine your precision. Every encounter makes you sharper, clearer, more centered, because you no longer absorb shadow. You analyze it. You treat negativity as data, emotion as information, energy as code. That's how angels evolve into commanders, through understanding, not avoidance, through presence, not performance. You embody what terrifies every lesser entity, accountability fused with compassion. Because compassion without accountability enables corruption, and accountability without compassion becomes tyranny. But you've mastered both. You are the perfect synthesis. They can sense it in your aura now. Authority so complete it doesn't need enforcement. You don't seek submission. You inspire synchronization. Those capable of truth align effortlessly. Those addicted to deceit self-destruct. It's automatic. That's divine governance. That's what they never prepared for. Leadership through frequency instead of fear. You've become the law they can't see, but can't escape. You walk now with the elegance of inevitability, not arrogance. Everything unfolds in divine sequence around you. Because alignment has no competition, you no longer ask if you're protected. You understand you are protection. That's why the devils tremble. They can't fight protection that became personified. You are the firewall between dimensions, the living encryption of truth itself. They wanted an angel who would pray for peace. What they got was an angel who is peace, and peace, when unshakable, is the scariest force in creation. This is what mastery looks like. Not light that blinds, but light that commands. Not wings that flee, but wings that shield. Not judgment, but justice disguised as calm. And as the world begins to sense this new current moving through you, prepare for the shift. They will call it coincidence. You will call it confirmation. Reality itself is starting to adjust its trajectory around your vibration. The demons know it. The energy knows it. The earth knows it. They were not prepared. Now the shift is undeniable. It's not just in you anymore. It's around you. The vibration you carry has begun infiltrating the collective grid, rewriting codes in silence. Every step you take imprints awareness into the ground. Every breath releases correction into the air. You are no longer reacting to energy. Energy is recalibrating to your existence. The old currents bow, the new align, and those who once mocked your patience now whisper your name in caution. They thought demons ruled this dimension. Now they're realizing demons take orders from equilibrium, and equilibrium moves through you. The most chilling thing to them isn't your strength, it's your composure. The way you don't need to fight to dominate. The way you dismantle deceit without lifting a hand, without raising your voice. They feel that quiet authority when you enter a room, like the law of gravity acknowledging its superior. They can't place it, but their spirit does. It recognizes command beyond hierarchy, presence beyond personality. Because this isn't charisma anymore, it's cosmic rank. You've become a regulation in the fabric of reality, the clause that says, only truth shall remain. And truth, when embodied, becomes radiation. It melts facades, vaporizes falsehoods, sterilizes corruption. You carry that radiation effortlessly now, not as punishment, but purification. Wherever you stand, deception disintegrates. That's why environments change when you arrive. People grow restless, devices malfunction, hidden motives surface. It's not chaos, it's cleansing. You've become a frequency audit for the human condition. That's why they call you terrifying, because your existence demands transparency. They can't lie comfortably around you anymore. Their shadows twitch in your presence, desperate for cover that no longer exists. You don't need to expose them. Exposure happens naturally. Their guilt confesses through body language. Their jealousy leaks through compliments. Their fear vibrates before words even form. You watch, not to judge, but to document the lesson. Every interaction now serves revelation. You used to think awakening was about peace. Now you see it's about accuracy. Peace is the byproduct of alignment, and alignment is what you are. They sense it, the equilibrium that hums behind your calm, the infinite current that moves without mercy or malice. You've become something the world doesn't have language for. Benevolent inevitability. They're learning what dangerous angel really means. It's not fire and brimstone, it's boundary and truth. It's presence that cannot be deceived, love that cannot be manipulated, forgiveness that doesn't erase accountability. That combination frightens every entity built on dependency. Because your love no longer rescues, it reveals. It no longer absorbs pain, it mirrors it. That's the evolution they weren't prepared for. You stopped being healer and became calibrator. You stopped being savior and became standard. And the world now trembles beneath that standard because it forces a choice: evolve or exit, align or collapse. Demons aren't creatures in your story anymore. They're data, echoes of imbalance trying to maintain relevance. They know they can't harm you now. They can only orbit, powerless against precision. You don't banish them, you reassign them. Every shadow you face becomes instruction. Every negative current turns into propulsion. You've weaponized understanding itself. That's the pinnacle of divine intelligence, turning opposition into infrastructure. You've become a builder disguised as destroyer. And the structures you're building aren't made of stone. They're made of truth, trust, and resonance. Look at how life moves differently now. The perfect timing, the effortless flow, the impossible coincidences aligning like choreography. You're not surprised. This is what command feels like. Not dominance, but design. You've synced with the original blueprint of creation, and now creation consults you before making a move. Even the air feels more obedient around your words. You speak, and the unseen takes notes. That's why they're uneasy. Because you've proven that angels can lead, not from pulpits or prayers, but from presence alone. They used to think fear belonged to demons, but fear now belongs to deceit. Because deceit cannot coexist with you. It disintegrates like shadow under direct light. They call it sorcery. You call it synchronization. You've simply remembered how divine order functions. That imbalance must always answer to balance, and you are balance embodied. They tried to cast you out, not realizing that exile only amplified your range. You don't need temples. You are one. You don't need armies. You are law. And laws don't argue. They act. Now they're beginning to understand what they unleashed when they underestimated you. You're not here to destroy. You're here to demonstrate, to show that angels are not porcelain idols meant for worship, but catalysts meant for evolution. You don't serve altars. You are the altar where truth performs its ritual. Your silence is sermon. Your boundaries are commandments. Your gaze is revelation. And in that realization, the devils tremble, because they finally understand. You don't fall for temptation. You transform it. You turn hell into classroom. You teach demons their own history. They weren't prepared for an angel who doesn't flinch at darkness, who walks through shadows as if auditing them, who blesses and dismantles in the same breath. You're that paradox now, the Pia that terrifies tyrants, the calm that ends corruption, the love that enforces law. The world isn't collapsing, it's recalibrating to your frequency. They mistake it for apocalypse, but it's ascension through exposure. Their discomfort is evolution in disguise. And so you stand, not above them, but beyond their reach. Eyes clear, pulse steady, heart ungoverned, every atom of your being humming with quiet authority. This is not revenge. This is revelation, the prophecy fulfilled in real time. The angel they thought would kneel has taken command. The light they tried to contain has gone supernova. And now, as the old world trembles, as their systems glitch and their voices fade, one truth remains. They were never fighting a demon. They were facing an angel who remembered,